Imagine a world where Nazi Germany conquers the Soviet Union, where the tide of World War II turns irrevocably in Hitler's favor. This chilling alternate reality could have been ours, if not for the grueling, brutal, and history-altering Battle of Stalingrad. In 1942, the Nazi war machine was at its zenith. Germany had swept through Europe, toppled France, and now set its sights on the Soviet Union. Hitler believed conquering Stalingrad, a city named after his nemesis, Stalin, would not only humiliate the Soviet leader, but also secure a strategic foothold for the invasion of the oil-rich Caucasus. The stakes couldn't have been higher. Stalingrad wasn't just a city, it was a symbol. It was a bustling industrial hub on the banks of the Volga River, a key transport route. But to the Soviets, it was much more. It was the front line in their battle for survival. As German tanks rolled closer, the city's civilians transformed into soldiers. Women worked in factories, crafting weapons, while children helped dig trenches. The city braced itself for the storm. On August 23, 1942, the storm arrived. The Luftwaffe unleashed a hellish bombing campaign, reducing much of Stalingrad to rubble. Yet, this destruction became a double-edged sword. The shattered cityscape turned into a maze of ruins, perfect for Soviet defenders to stage ambushes and guerrilla tactics. What followed was a new kind of warfare. House to house, room to room, a gritty, relentless struggle where snipers lurked in shadows and entire buildings changed hands multiple times in a single day. Amidst the chaos, stories of resilience emerged. One of the most legendary involved a fortified apartment block known as Pavlov's house. A handful of Soviet soldiers held it for 60 days against constant German attacks, earning it a place in history and on Soviet propaganda posters. To Hitler, capturing Stalingrad had become an obsession, but to Stalin, holding it was a matter of national pride. And then came the moment that turned the tide. On November 19, 1942, the Soviets launched Operation Uranus, a bold counteroffensive designed to encircle the German Sixth Army. They attacked the weaker Romanian and Italian forces guarding the German flanks, creating a pincer movement that trapped over 300,000 Axis troops in a deadly cauldron. For weeks, the German Sixth Army, led by Field Marshal Friedrich Paulus, was cut off, enduring starvation, disease, and relentless Soviet bombardments. Hitler ordered Paulus to fight to the last man, refusing any retreat. By January 1943, the situation had become untenable. Starving and freezing, with no hope of reinforcements, Paulus made the fateful decision to surrender, despite Hitler's orders. The surrender of the Sixth Army was a colossal blow to Nazi Germany. Over 91,000 Axis soldiers were taken prisoner, and only about 5,000 ever returned home. Stalingrad was more than a victory for the Soviet Union. It was the first significant crack in the Nazi facade of invincibility. After this battle, the Germans were no longer on the offensive. From Stalingrad onward, it was a long, bloody retreat back to Berlin. The significance of Stalingrad cannot be overstated. It marked the beginning of the end for Hitler's ambitions of a 1,000-year Reich. The Soviet victory galvanized the Allied forces, inspiring hope and unity in their mission to defeat fascism. But what if Stalingrad had fallen? What if Paulus had broken through, and the Germans seized the oil fields of the Caucasus? The Nazis would have gained the resources they desperately needed to fuel their war machine. With the Soviet Union potentially collapsing, Britain and the United States might have faced an unstoppable Axis superpower. The war could have dragged on for decades, or ended with Hitler's domination of Europe and beyond. But history tells a different story. Stalingrad didn't fall. It stood, bloodied but unbroken, as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Over 1 million lives were lost in this battle, but their sacrifice ensured a future free from tyranny. The Battle of Stalingrad wasn't just about territory. It was about survival, freedom, and the fate of the world. It reminds us that even in the darkest moments, courage and determination can alter the course of history.